region, but a really important piece of that is on how we can do that better. So how do I build a smoother pathway? How do you impact more lives? How do you make sure that the destinations are there for our students and for our community? And I think when we do this well, we are an example for other Appalachian communities and other rural communities around the United States. So I invite you to take the opportunity today to learn, to think about what you do, and to enjoy meeting other people who are they're doing the same thing. They're trying to make a difference in the lives of our community members, our region, and Appalachia. So thanks again, BB2C, and have a great day, everybody.
All right, good morning, everybody. I have just a couple things for you. My name is Jordan Spence. I'm the Regional Network Coordinator here. We're going to be until lunch. So everything is going to be housed here. And then at lunch, we're going to walk, which is at noon. We're going to walk across the street into what's called the main building. And that'll be where we're at showcase right after lunch. So we're very thankful that you are here. And I don't know if you know, but it only cost us $5 for Dr. Parker to say all those nice things about us. That's so cool. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and announce our first two speakers today, Kara Willis from Ohio Southeast and Tasha Weary from BB2C.
Okay, so I'd like to thank everybody for being here. I'm Tasha Weary. I'm the Executive Director of Building Bridges to Careers, and there's been a lot of BB2C folks who have had a lot to do with bringing everybody here at this moment in time. What I want to speak to is a little bit about the theme for today. On stage with me, I have Kara Willis from Ohio Southeast, and what we're talking about is yet another example of a partnership that you can have. If you look around, sometimes it's difficult to know and understand the various resources that exist to help you with this kind of work, but you just have to keep talking to each other. So Kara and I have been working through Ohio Southeast, and even prior to, we realized there's confusion. But as I told my students always, out of confusion comes learning. So if you're confused, this is a good thing. Don't be concerned. But out of a lot of the conversations we've had over the years, we've also realized that there's a disconnect between the economic development world and the world of education. And so what we've been doing, Carol, along with several folks from BB2C and even school districts, this is kind of where we decided to start, even school districts that we're working with, is really trying to break down the disconnect, find words that can help us translate. That's one of the biggest problems. Kara and I talk about this all the time, and we'll give a couple of examples of that today as well. So we're going to go ahead and have
in Ohio for incentives to help attract and retain businesses. So Ohio Southeast partners with Building Bridges to Careers to do is to bring some of that words that we use all the time as workforce or talent. Obviously, everyone in here, we're part of the workforce. Actually, even if you're in education. Okay. So one of the things that we've been looking at is capacity in the workforce. We just for today, since we're in Washington County, pulled information specific to this county, and you will see that in comparison to the United States, we're a little more than 6 points below that average. So what that means is if everyone that makes up that 6 points to go to work, Washington County would have 3,200 more individuals available to hire. So that's kind of how you can gauge where we are at 25 to 54. Life sets in, child care, transportation, addiction, a whole host of things that you start to think, how can this community improve, right? So in our minds, making that connection at 16 to 24 age really makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot is a lot lower than the rest of our region. So we can get this data for every county, multiple county. But the biggest thing to remember is if, like I said, if Washington County's workforce rate was up to that just of the United States, eye-opening, and I will say that our region has the most super commuters than the rest of the state. Super commuters are those traveling more than 90 minutes one way to work. It's pretty common. Actually, what B2 is representing is out of the 19,633 workers in Washington that live and reside in Washington County. These are the areas for work. And honestly, these numbers, as far as commuting patterns go, compared to the other 24 counties in our region, that's not as much. People are staying in your county than there are in others. Well, maybe they don't have the opportunity locally. Maybe their skills don't align with the opportunities that are local. They have to go outside of the county. There are a lot of reasons. We can break this down by occupation. So we can see how many, for example, we could pull how many residents in Washington County are welders. How many welding positions or available jobs are there in Washington County? We can kind of see the difference, obviously, right? And how do we find these gaps? And one of the things that Tasha job is taking this information out to the counties. We're pulling the information, building bridges to communities, is delivering to schools. So, hey, you guys know where you're seeing.
So where's the intersection? A couple points from what she was saying. First of all, thank goodness she was the one describing the workforce participation and the commuters, because I tried to do it and did not say what she said. I said it completely wrong. So, So just another piece to think about. And also to the teacher perspective, I was a teacher for 12 years, and I'm not sure if the words economic development even came out of my mouth. Is that, I would not have thought of. But this is where the translating comes in. In education, we talk a lot about place-based. Well, place-based means that we are talking about our place, our communities, and creating partnerships with the people that are in our saying the same thing, we're just using different words. And so that comes back to our definition. You've heard Building Bridges to Careers talk about community and career-connected learning. Haven't. Community and career-connected learning. Here's a phrase that you're going to hear us say. Our students are super commuters. They don't know that there are jobs available for them in their communities with the skills that they are earning, then they're probably going to go far away. Which in some cases that's fine, but in other cases they may, if they why we use that. Of course, Kara and I just realized this out in the last 3 months. Oh, those words are the same thing. So now we're sharing with you. So just as you're going through the day today, this is a slide progression that you've probably seen. But what I want to say about this, through community engagement, and then through that engagement, we begin to learn about each other. And then once we begin to learn about each other, then we actually have people participating in programs, which everyone in this room is participating in a program in some way, shape, or form. That's why you're sitting. And eventually we get to the point where we are all impacted. And this is where we've gotten to the point where it's called collective impact. So collective impact is our theme for today. Every session that you attend, every person. If you weren't confused when you got here, I hope you leave confused. So now, I need to bring up Emily Bentley.
I am Emily Bentley, and as a member of our network to BB2C, I am our education engagement specialist. So that looks a little if you are confused, great. Things that I know that I know. I have like a slightly bigger sliver that said things that I know that I don't know, and then then the rest of the pie chart is just things that I don't know. And that is true for our students when we talk about content. So, economic development, business professionals, community organizations, we're all here today, but there are things that we don't know. So I encourage you as you are listening today to think about what do I know and what can I know. So I am excited to welcome our first panel up to the stage today. We are going to hear from a group from Morgan County. So as a former educator, it's exciting because we have some people from education, but also I had a brief stint moonlighting with foundations, and so I'm excited to welcome the Morgan County too. So as you listen to them and throughout the day, think about all the things that are being work to increase place-based opportunities for others. All right.
I'll go ahead and go first. I'm Devin Meyer, and I'm a higher science educator at Morgan High School. I teach math in grade 5, and I'm also an FFA advisor. So I have a little bit today educator. I was just at Logan yesterday for going out Olympics after school. I was at farm.
And currently the director of secondary education. I spent 18 years in the classroom all day doing problem economics. Then I served as career technical director, and Devin has been one of my teachers and the development.
I'm Katie Roush here, and it's actually my 10th year at Morgan teaching 5th grade. Fell in love with 10 and 11-year-olds, which people don't do. And the executive vice president of Citizens National Bank. So I've been in Morgan County my entire life. Went to school at Fort Bragg High School, went to college down here at Washington State some, and graduated from area for several.
All right. Science. Kelsey, let's start with you. And so Morgan Community Fund is your vision very focused on as future leaders, but also engaging them in the present. Talk a little bit about how you arrived at that.
The main pillars, I guess, and run with them. So, I think I was mentioning with somebody earlier that we focus on youth, we focus on the elderly, we focus on people like me, we focus on just community development. But I think a small village in West Virginia, and he was adopted into our community and was coached and mentored and brought up to be an entrepreneur and a community leader. And
can you just talk to us a little bit about what's the landscape that's like supporting this kind of work as a district, and like what have we done with work we've done recently in terms of this conversation?
Okay. Well, as I said, my background is career technical education, career technical partnership with our community. I know that they're constantly collaborating with a lot of folks in business industry to try to make sure that we're providing the best possible education strategy, if you will, or spread this method of delivering education, and the community foundation is supporting that. I think that I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that without Emily and Jeremy, we could have never gotten this off the ground, because all of us have
partnership, and last year the Morgan Community Fund actually helped to fund the work for what's what we call the real world problem scenario. Can you talk to us a little bit about what terrified to go into a 4th grade classroom? So Katie, can you also speak about why is it important that we do this work for our youngest kids? Because this isn't just something we want to do for our high school kids who are about to graduate. Like, why is it important at the young level and just how what to do?
And when this opportunity came around, I was like, oh, I love for that. And what we ended up doing, we ended up working with a community partner who was a physical therapist, and she got to come into our classroom and she kind of introduced what physical therapy was, because when I brought it up, my students said, she she talks about feelings. And I was all asking those questions, learning about physical therapy, and then we said, how can we help you? And she was talking about how I have so many athletes that come in and they have to keep coming because they're not taking care of their bodies properly. And we thought about that, looked for solutions, created presentations, and I'm proud to say we are now stretching in gym class. We were not doing that. So we did actually solve a problem. I think there's this idea though, like Emily was saying about, but I bet there's a whole lot more of you that had no clue that your job existed. And so giving these kids the idea that there are other things out there. They're in this bubble that the only jobs they know are what mom does. Mom's a nursing assistant. Grandpa works down at the gas station. These are the jobs we know. So giving them that power and initiative is pretty impressive.
If you see the photo real world scenario with ODNR, can you talk a little bit?
We talked about